Let's talk about fame. So a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people, they chase fame, and this is what they're after. Boys and girls, they think that once they get fame, they'll be successful and happy or whatever it is, and they think success equates to fame. That's not always the case. In fact, that's far from the case. If you look at the extreme people who are the most famous, the Michael Jacksons, the Justin Biebers, you know, they had to deal with a lot of problems due to their fames. They can't get anywhere without being flooded with thousands of people chasing them. They can't go anywhere. You know, Tyga the rapper, he has done songs about how he has regretted fame, how he wishes he wasn't famous, and he wishes he was just rich because of the hounding. And you know, most people don't realize how tough it is. They don't understand it until they've experienced it or they've seen how often they're mobbed. Imagine going anywhere public, or even not even public, your private moments. You can't help but be stalked. And the worst part is that the stalkers can legally stalk you in a way, and you know, they'll post whatever pictures they take of you online or whatever else. That's horrible in a way. And what I'm talking about is paparazzis. So understand that about fame. Now you might be like, oh, well, that's okay. I don't want to be super extremist, famous. Just a decent, healthy dose of fame might be good for me. Now I think maybe for certain people that is, you know, a good goal. It may boost your career or what you want to do. But understand that this never should be like your central goal, especially if you think that this will lead to happiness or fulfillment or whatever, because guess what? It doesn't. A lot of famous people, they are, you know, just as messed up, if not more, than average non-famous people, because many of them have assumed that fame will sort everything out. But in reality, they have found that fame has done the opposite. Fame has kind of screwed them over in a way. Fame has ruined them. Or, you know, they just assume that fame would fix their issues when it didn't. And they didn't work on other aspects of their life. And so they have horrible relationships with people. They have, you know, psychological issues that they've never come to terms with, that they should never went to fix. They could have problems with money and so forth. You know, I've watched a ton of interviews of successful people, and I've seen tons of stories of them talking about how they're not, you know, always that successful. Now, the ones who are famous and wealthy and fulfilled and happy and successful and all these things, a lot of them have sorted that stuff out. And it wasn't about the money or fame or whatever else. Regardless of that, they had to do things that other people, those who I deem as successful, even if they're not rich, some of them are not rich at all. They're just average in income. But these people have gone to lengths of sorting out. So things like, you know, being able to manage your money, finding, you know, central fulfillment, all that stuff. And I don't want to get too mushy gushy here, because there's also a lot of science behind it too. A great book is The How of Happiness, although there's a ton of books on the science of happiness. And what you'll find is that, you know, to have healthy relationships with your family, your friends, with other people, to have, you know, internal fulfillment, all that stuff. There's a lot of science behind what actually makes us happy versus what modern society has tricked us into believing will make us happy. Like, oh, if you buy more Beats headphones by Dre, or new iPhones, or another computer, or another car, that's going to make you happy. Not always the case. In fact, far from it. So when you understand this, and when you come to terms with that, and you work on that stuff, it can really help. If you don't, or if you don't try and fix this, guess what happens? Sometimes, if you let those festers, fame and fortune will simply magnify those problems. That's why you see, celebrities who have alcoholic issues, drug addictions, who have horrible times. They're not happy with their life despite what others see them as. Food for thought.